Welcome to Bruce Hurwitz Presents Meet the Experts. I'm your host, Bruce Hurwitz of Hurwitz Strategic Staffing. You can find us on the web at hsstaffing.com. I hope you consider us for all your staffing, career counseling, and professional writing needs. I am delighted to be joined today by Naresh Vissa. We will be discussing online and digital marketing strategies. Meet the Experts is sponsored by P&K CPAs. P&K is a full-service accounting firm. They provide accounting and consulting services to businesses ranging from startups to small and mid-cap companies to nonprofits, as well as high-net-worth individuals. Contact them today for a free consultation at info@pk-cpas.com or call them at 973-882-8810. They will be happy to be of service. Naresh, welcome to the show.
So much. Looking forward to the discussion, Bruce.
As am I. Please take a moment or two and introduce yourself to our viewers.
Yeah, I'm the founder and CEO of Krish Media and Marketing. It's an online and digital marketing agency. I've been running the company for almost 11 years. I can't believe it. I was in my mid-20s when I got started. It's fully remote. I've been work from home. I'm also the host of a podcast called The Work From Home Show. Krish Media and Marketing has allowed me to work in various industries doing online and digital marketing, digital media, publishing, those types of fields and niches. So I've had a blast doing it. I came out with a best-selling book called 50 Shades of Marketing. It's a primer on online and digital marketing. It's basically what we do at Krish Media and Marketing. It's more than 200 pages long. I'd love to give your listeners a free copy of that book. If they contact me at the end, we'll get to how they can contact me so they can get a free copy of this book. So that's my background in online and digital marketing, and I'm looking forward to talking to you some more about some specific online and digital topics, as well as my career in online and digital.
Well, let's get started. And the first question is kind of obvious. What is online marketing? What is digital marketing? And how do they vary from each other and from marketing in general?
Great question. So online marketing is actually different from digital marketing. They are similar in the sense that they have to do with web. That's why it's also called web marketing. They have to do with the web, the internet. That's another term for it, internet marketing. So they come into that space, online, web, internet marketing. They are different. Online and digital marketing or web marketing or internet marketing are different from traditional marketing. Traditional marketing, if you're a Gen Zer, you probably don't even know what traditional marketing is. But traditional marketing is the marketing that you would see in the 80s or in the 90s before marketing shifted to the web. And so traditional marketing is something like advertising in like physical newspapers or physical magazines or on billboards when you're driving down the roads. So in any case, online and digital marketing is what I call 21st century marketing. This is the marketing that is really generating the return on investment. It's the marketing that companies have had to adapt to because traditional marketing doesn't work anymore because that's not where people are. They're not in the hold your hand newspaper space. They're not in the, watch local news space. They are on your cell phones. They are on social media sites. They are on websites, on Google. The most visited places in the world are not physical places anymore. It's not Mecca or Jerusalem or New York City or Las Vegas. The most visited the most visited places in the world are now Google or YouTube or Amazon. So
I
this
don't think
book,
the people in Mecca and Jerusalem will mind your lumping New York in with them, but they may object to Las Vegas.
well, I mean, as far as popularity goes,
Yeah, yeah. No,
I'm
I
not
know.
talking, yeah.
It's okay.
And those places, look, they're certainly going to be popular in the sense of in the sense of where should I go on vacation? Where should I go if I'm a certain religion to visit or to gain enlightenment? But even travel has been cut back because of the internet. Now you have people saying, hey, you know what? I don't need to learn about these places. By visiting them, I can just read about them on Wikipedia, see pictures, videos,
Yeah.
watch video on YouTube, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So the point here is that even traditional travel has changed tremendously because of the internet, because of the online and digital space, and it's only going to get even more real as virtual reality catches on more and more, as Web 3.0 catches on, and blockchain and artificial intelligence. You're going to see marketing like you've never like what we've never seen before at Krish Media Marketing. We're a basic digital media and marketing company, but it's going to be almost scary what it will be, what it will become 20 years from now. Because 20 years ago, my industry, my niche did not exist. My job did not exist 20 years ago. So 20 years.
I received in, I think it was 2010, a letter from a gentleman who does search engine optimization.
Yep.
And he said he had 30 years experience.
In 2010?
Yeah. And now everybody's entitled to make a mistake. Everybody's entitled to have a typo. And I contacted him and I said, so in the 80s, you were doing a search engine optimization? Oh, yes, I was one of the first. And I said, okay, thank you very much. And, goodbye. I don't need you. It didn't exist at the time. But I was kind of chuckling while I was listening to you because I said to someone, I mentioned in passing the yellow pages, and a Gen Zer very politely said, excuse me, what are the yellow pages?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a whole new world, and a lot of people do not understand it. So what makes for an effective online or digital strategy?
Excellent question. And it's a loaded question because there are many effective online and digital strategies. But what I'm going to do is simply share what I think are the best and the most important. So what we can do is first start.
When you say you're going to share, do you mean you're going to tell, or you literally want to share your screen?
No, I'm going to tell.
Okay.
I'm going to share, like show and tell,
Okay.
or
no, because I just would have had to give you permission to share. That's all.
Yeah.
Technical Zoom thing, nothing. Go ahead.
Yeah, no problem. So, the first thing, and this is like a quick crash course because, like I said, my book is over 200 pages long. So I just want to go over the most important things. So the first thing is to understand, to answer the question of traditional marketing, which I think we've done. And I'm going to share some buzzwords that are now gone. I shared like traditional newspapers, for examples, but also fax machines, networking, direct mail, product samples, cold calling, face-to-face meetings, or not face-to-face, television, the concept of network television, even exhibitions and conferences, newspaper, radio, magazines. These are all dead. So the first thing is, or they're dying. They're either dying or dead. So the first thing is to understand that you don't want to spend time or resources on these areas of traditional marketing. So now that we get that, we've kind of beaten that down. It's understanding, okay, well, what should I focus on now today? And again, we'll quickly go over this, and since we talked about it, the social media, the Snapchats, the Instagrams, Facebooks, now called X instead of Twitter, Instagram, email. We're going to get to email marketing because that's really one of that's probably the focus of the answer to your question. LinkedIn, Pinterest, WhatsApp, the list goes on and on and on. Yes, even Skype, of course, Zoom. These are all channels that should be focused on.
Let me stop you because I want to ask a question.
Yes.
You mentioned Slack.
I mentioned Skype, I think, but yeah, we can add Slack.
Because I don't see how Slack is marketing, because it's, as I understand, it's an internal company communications tool.
Yes. So a couple of things. Number one, I did not mention Slack.
Okay.
I said Skype. But number two is Slack we can add it to the list because internal marketing is a very important part of marketing in general. And so you might say, well, what do you mean by that? And this quick discussion is really meant for like business owners of like medium-sized businesses or above, where you have a company of, let's say, 100 people. In my experience, my company works with companies of all sizes, tiny, large corporations, mid-sized, medium-sized. I personally have experience from the corporate world. I'd say about 50 people, a company of 50 people is at the point where people can lose sight of their role at a company. They could lose sight of the company culture, of what's going on. And so that's where Slack comes in, because you could have people at a company who have no idea what's going on at the company. They come in, they do their job, they go home. They don't know about specific product launches. If you're a guy coming in to do finance or accounting at a company, and you just had a big product, well, you may not even know if you're like a financial coordinator for some companies. So Slack is a good place to have centralized messages and notifications so that everyone at the company knows exactly what's going on, and that ultimately will help promote and market the company over the long haul. You may not even know it, but
100% correct.
Yeah.
I almost got our CEO fired because of that, unintentionally. We were having a meeting and I was saying, we've got so many divisions that our staff doesn't know, one division doesn't know what the other division is doing.
There you go.
One of the things I was doing was hosting a TV show for our nonprofit. And I was walking out of the building with the CEO and the chairman of the board, and this was a nursing home, and the nurse came over to me and said, "I know you. I see you on television all the time. I love your show. What are you doing here?"
Yeah,
I didn't know.
Well, that's a really, really good example for sure. So thanks for sharing that, because I shared my example, you shared your example.
Now
that just goes to show you should keep all your members. You should keep them entertained, engaged, and knowing what's going on. So now I want to get into to number one, the most important part of digital marketing. This sounds like a freaking common sense idea, but it's still not to people or businesses, and that is, you need a website. It doesn't matter if your website is one page, but you absolutely need a website. And the reason is because your website is your digital business card. When you give someone a physical business card, it's basically a piece of paper that has information about you and where you work. That's what your website is. It's a digital business card that has information about the company, contact, what you guys do. It builds credibility. It's professional. You brought up search engine optimization, SEO. People can discover you through the internet. The most important part, why do you hand out your business card? Because so people can contact you. You meet somebody somewhere and you say, "Hey, here's my card." What you're telling them is, "Hey, contact me." The website needs to have that. So that's number one, whether you're a mobile app or a podcast or a new restaurant in town, you need to have a website. It's worth today, it's a $200 investment per year. That's it. If that. It used to be when we got started in 2013, it was about $1,000 investment. So get a website. Number two, and if you need help with any of this, just contact me. We'll get to my contact at the end of this episode, but I can point you in the right direction. We also offer these services. So number two is creating a lead magnet. In other words, to make that easy, it's capturing traffic. So what I mean by that is, let's say you are a restaurant, right? And you have a website. You listen to the first thing I said, and the second thing is you have people landing on your website. You want to capture that traffic. How are you going to capture it? Easiest way to capture it is by collecting their emails. So you collect their emails by maybe offering a coupon. Hey, thanks for landing on our website. Enter your email below to get $5 off your first order, $5 off your dine-in bill, whatever it might be. Oh, great. People like saving money. Let me put in my email. Boom. Now you've collected email addresses, and you can build that up and communicate with your customers with further deals, product launches, et cetera, et cetera. That's just an example, but email capture to me is the lifeblood of successful marketing. Why is that? Because email marketing still is the best, highest ROI marketing there is today.
I want to interrupt you again.
Yep.
I wrote an article years ago on why real businesses don't have Gmail accounts. And it was like I had offended, like I was endorsing pedophilia. I was attacked left, right, and center. How can you say that? Gmail is great. No, you've got a professional website, hsstaffing.com. If you're a real professional, your email address is going to be something at hsstaffing.com. So when I see somebody with a non-professional email, I don't consider them to be a professional. I don't think their business is real.
It's not just you who thinks that. The average person thinks that too. So my email, as you'll see at the end, is naresh@krishmediamarketing.com, KRISH mediamarketing.com. Look, Gmail is great, and you can get a professional email through Gmail. You can absolutely do that. It's something like $10 a month per account. So again, not a huge investment, $10 a month. You're a restaurant, you come out with a website, hook up that website to, and you can get it through Gmail. So hook up that website to Gmail with the proper domain name.
Yeah.
Info at whatever your business name is.com. Super professional. Super duper professional. So I say go for it. But let's go back to email marketing, because I brought up capturing email traffic. Now I want to talk about why email marketing is the best. Still, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, when I got into digital marketing, email was number one. And I can say 15 years later, as text message marketing has grown, as like I brought up the metaverse, the Web 3.0, Snapchat, all these social media companies, Instagram, as so many channels have grown or been created, email marketing is still, in my experience, king when it comes to return on investment. People are still using email. They're still checking email. It's still the lifeblood of doing business, email. It's still the number one project management tool, better than Slack, better than Basecamp. Email is very much, you brought up Gmail. People still love their Gmails. So at the end of the day, email marketing is so crucial, so important because of all those reasons. And so do not neglect email marketing. Do not neglect the idea of sending out marketing messages via email. You can do the other, you can share those messages through those other channels that I mentioned, like text messaging and social media, but email is direct marketing because you are sending a message directly into someone's mailbox, literally into somebody's digital mailbox. You are sending something there. They have to either open it or delete it, but you know that they're probably going to be doing something. If they are an engaged customer, they're going to do something with it. So whereas with social media, it's easy to ignore. They may not even get it. They may not log in. With text messaging, that's dynamic marketing, where most text messages are read within 1 hour of the text being sent. So whereas with email, people tend to sit down, read through their emails. It's more professional. Text messaging, it's more on the fly. If somebody's gets the message and then boom, they may just forget about it, forget to respond or take action. Whereas emails there in the inbox, they can go back to it. You can do that with text too, but it's been scientifically shown that people don't go back and look through old text messages.
I want you to come back on.
Mhm.
I'm booked through until January, so pick
Okay.
a date in January.
Yeah.
And I want you to talk about how to write effective emails.
Of course, I got an entire
Because
chapter in my book.
From cold emails, I get them all the time, and I don't read. I just read the subject line, and I see, "Hey, Bruce." So I know the person is not very professional, and I just click on block sender. Oh, I don't read it. I don't delete it. I block the sender because I know what it's going to say, and sometimes I'll check and I'm right. It's the normal garbage that they went to my website and they saw how professional I am and what a great service I'm providing. One person talked about my products. Well, products, you know. So,
well, most of these people writing these emails are bots to begin with, and I will say you can respond back with a bot too. That's what ChatGPT is for. You want to learn, bots. You want to learn how to write an email? Go to ChatGPT; it'll write their email for you, and we can talk about that later.
Okay. Okay, we've got about 8 minutes left.
Sure.
We've touched on digital and online from 30,000 feet. We've gotten down to ground level with email. What else?
Well, after email, the next thing is what I'm going to share is more a concept rather than a strategy.
Sure.
And this is a concept called qualified. So when we're talking about qualified customers or qualified leads, we are talking about people or customers or leads who are well qualified. What does that mean? That means these are people who have money, who are potential buyers, who are well educated, who are sophisticated. That's what qualified means. And so if you can understand that simple concept of, are my leads qualified, then you can really take marketing to the next level. And I'm going to give you some examples, 1 or 2 examples, because this is pretty theoretical what I said. Let's say I have a watch that I'm looking to sell. I've got 100 watches, and these watches are $100. I'm not going to be going into the poor part or the mall where that's in the not very safe or poor part of town to sell those watches, because chances are those people don't have the money to pay for the watches. What I'm going to be
if you're in the New York area, the chances are they'll be stolen anyways.
New York, Philadelphia, New Orleans, Detroit, the list goes on and on and on. Probably not Tampa Bay where I live, but there is a chance if you end up in the wrong street, they'll end up stolen. So
but you say something interesting about watches. You've got this company called Movement, and they advertise on television.
Okay.
You know, they're going old school.
Yeah, they're probably going old school because they're advertising on the right places on television. So they're probably, I mean, I'm not trying to get political, but Fox News has been shown to have very wealthy because you have to pay extra money to get the Fox News channel. Basic cable in most of the United States doesn't come with Fox News, and you have people who are like, I only want to watch Fox News. I have family members who I only get cable to watch Fox News, and they'll pay the extra $10 a month or whatever it is. And so if you watch the ads on Fox News, I don't watch Fox News, but I once in a while will watch it, or I'll see replays. And you look at the ads, these are things like gold bars, financial advising services, watches, artworks. These are not cheap, $5 yo-yos that they're selling on Fox News. So it's highly likely that a watch company, if it's an upscale watch, is advertising on these upscale type of channels. And yeah, they can still absolutely work. I'm not saying traditional is 100% dead. I mean, there's a reason why Fox News is still around today, and why the cable TV is still around today. It's still they've had to change their business models tremendously. But anything has to be profitable for it to be in existence today. And post-pandemic, whatever was not profitable just went under. And I think you're going to see more businesses go under in this high interest rate environment as well. But by 2030, the profitable, good, long-lasting companies will still be around. And so, going back to your question, why is this watch company advertising? In 2030, there's still going to be ads on whatever it's still sticking around in 2030 or so. There's still going to be advertising because they're profitable and they have an audience. That's the key. You want qualified leads, and you can still find qualified leads in a market like that.
And sometimes it's rather surprising. When I worked at nursing home, I contacted a couple of the cable companies, and I asked them to come in because I wanted to see about doing a television buy. And I was thinking the ABC, NBC, CBS, and every one of them said, no, you want to be on the Disney Channel and Nickelodeon. And I looked at them like they were crazy. I said, we're a nursing home. We're providing services for senior citizens, for seniors. And they go, yeah, but the children will see the ad and they'll tell their parents, because they hear their parents saying how worried they are about their grandparents. So the children will bring them to the.
Yeah, that's okay. Interesting. That maybe will work.
It wasn't one, it was all of them. They all said the same.
Because I would think that these would be great grandparents, like you said.
Yeah.
And great grandparents tend to not take care of little children. I thought maybe grandparents will be watching TV with their grandchild, watch Nickelodeon or Disney or whatever. But look, my parents are grandparents, and they have zero interest in the nursing home industry right now. Maybe in another 15 years, they'll be interested. But right now, there's zero interest. So if they watch TV with my kids, and if they saw a nursing home ad, they would completely ignore it.
But when the children hear that there's a problem, and then they see that there's a solution, the children will bring that to their parents' attention, and the parents will say, okay, let me watch.
Maybe.
I mean,
well, look, this is the greatness of testing, because what that company can do, what the nursing home, and I have an entire chapter in my book on testing. They can come out with their ads or create the actual creative, and then they can go to the Fox News, the Discovery Channel, Nickelodeon, Disney Channel, traditional local networks, ABC, NBC. They can go, and then after 3 months of running the campaign, they can have the numbers in front, because they'll know exactly where someone came from. So they can go back and look and see, okay, what performed the best and what didn't perform, and cut what didn't perform, and only focus on the one or two channels that performed the best. And this is an important concept, another important concept in marketing, which is testing, or A/B testing, or split testing, where, like I said, you come out with a creative, you test it on a bunch, or you run the creative on a bunch of different platforms, and then you see what performed the best.
That's
That's
why there's
marketing.
free delivery today, because Amazon in one, I think it was New Hampshire, they said, we're gonna give everybody 15% discount. And at the same time, on the same products in another state, they said, no discount, but free shipping. And the free shipping of the A/B test worked, and that's why we have free shipping today. Naresh, I regret that we are out of time. I'm going to share your contact information. This has been extremely illuminating, and we haven't even broken through the surface. So I really do hope you come back on, because I'd like to continue this conversation. But before I let you go, here's the contact information. You mentioned something about giving a book away, but that's not my question. My final question for you is there anything that I didn't ask you, which you wish I had asked you? And if I had asked you, what would you have said?
I think you asked excellent questions. We got to the meat of marketing. This was like a 1 hour, not a 1 hour, a 30-minute crash course on marketing. So I think it's super valuable. Regarding the free book, here's the contact information right here for those watching. For those listening who can't see,
They'll all be watching.
They'll all be watching. All right.
Well,
just contact me through any of these channels: Instagram, X, nareshvissa.com, krishmediamarketing.com. Contact me. Say that you heard me on the show and that you want your free book. Include your email address, and I'll get you a free copy of 50 Shades of Marketing, my best-selling book. It's a primer on online and digital marketing.
Naresh, thank you so much for coming on. You have truly provided a wealth of information, and I know everybody appreciates it.
Thank you.
I'm Bruce Hurwitz. Thank you for watching, and as always, please stay focused on success. I hope that wasn't too painful.
No, not at all. It was great.
I'm sincere when I say I want you to come back on.
Yeah.
Sure.
Definitely shoot me an email whenever you want me back on, and I'll come back.
All righty. Stop the stopwatch. We went 32 minutes. That's a compliment to you. This will take about 10-15 minutes to format.
Sure.
I have to run an errand, but I will get you everything no later than this evening.
That's not a problem.
And I will post everything on my social media. So you take care.
Thank you.
And look forward to our next interview.
Thank you. All the best.
Bye-bye.
Bye.